Good morning, evening, afternoon. This is Anton from Red Siren Games, and I'd like to welcome you to the new episode of Something New About Me Sunday. So, this Something New About Me series is about something new about me every time. Before we get going, I'd like to mention that yesterday, so on Saturday morning during my jog, I saw a hawk. It was like flying, just landed, right? I'm like, oh, nice, I get my picture. So I tried to get a picture with it, and then it starts flying. Well, I got the picture, but you can't really tell what it is. It was just like, whoa, with my phone camera, like trying to, get away. That was the jog story. But now, something new about me is I love drifting. I've loved it for a long time. Let me see. Pretty much exactly 10 years. It all started in 2005 when my cousin took me to a movie theater for the first time ever. That was the first movie I've ever seen in movie theaters. And guess what it was? It was Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. That's right. That movie was awesome. And like, for me, as a kid, I was 15. Okay, teenager. That was like the most adrenaline I could have gotten at 15, was watching that movie. I knew nothing about drifting, and I was like, what are they doing? They're like going sideways, and yeah. Excuse me. So I looked into it on YouTube, on websites, and everywhere, and I start learning about drifting, what it was, where it originated. It originated in Japan, hence I love some Japanese cars for that very reason. The whole Japanese car culture is to my liking. I also love German cars, don't get me wrong. Some Americans as well. But those rear-wheel drive Japanese cars just have a special place in my heart. Despite my love for the sport, I have never drifted a real car. I've drifted on my computer with the steering wheel and like this pedals. I got a Logitech G27 setup with a custom built like e-brake. So it's like real. I'm not pressing a button to hold my e-brake. I'm just like pulling a lever, which is real. I bought it like a real hydraulic handbrake on eBay for like $25 or something. And then I threw away hydraulics, swapped out a spring, and soldered like a little micro switch to my circuit board of the pretty much controller thing where you shift. And now, every time I pull that lever, my e-brake, it's as though I'm pressing one of those buttons. So it's like a 3-pedal setup with clutch and everything. So, you get to do it for real. And the game I do it in is Assetto Corsa. There's a ginormous Assetto Corsa drift community on Facebook, and like people from all over the world. Like I've been playing with some dudes, and we're like Skyping or on TeamSpeak. Like they're like overseas, some in Australia, some in Europe, some in Canada, you name it, and actually the views for my vlogs from around the world probably come from all those AC drifters, because I shared my videos on Assetto Corsa drifting forums, or should I say Facebook pages, and yeah, so it's pretty awesome. Drift on, people. I'll be there soon. I haven't drifted in a while though, so that's on me. I don't have much time to drift anymore. Another place where I drift is my iPad. The game is called CarX Drift Racing. It's phenomenal. As far as drift control and like physics, it's like the best thing out there. There are like quite almost literally million drift games for Android and iOS, and none of them are good except for this game. My humble opinion might not be true for everybody, but as far as how I perceive drifting for what it is, it's the closest thing they've gotten. It's this company who's working on it, and they're active, and they're making like all these patches and new updates, new cars all the time. The game is awesome. Has flaws. Which game doesn't, you know? But as far as drifting, I gotta show you guys some of the footage. I didn't record it in footage for that game, but I will at some point, and I'll show you the footage. Maybe. Another place I drift is RC drifting. RC drifting is remote control drift. You pretty much hold a remote control and you control a car this big. This is 1/10 scale. The body you buy separate. It comes clear, so you get to paint it whatever you want. So I decided to paint it blue and white because why not? It's a Silvia Nissan S13. I love 240SXs, and this 240SX is just awesome. I mean, it's beat up because I've been beating it against other cars, walls and whatnot. But this is not the impressive part. The impressive part about this car is this. This car is a rear-wheel drive. So thanks to that, I have a lot of steering angle. And I love to use a lot of it. Yeah, pretty much. It's driven by a shaft. The motor is placed up front. It was the first official rear-wheel drive chassis, to my knowing. And I got it, like full carbon fiber. It's called MST FXX VAP. I got the red version because I like red parts. I don't know why. Silver didn't really stand out to me. You kind of all blend in, like, because the carbon is silverish, grayish. The parts would really like blend in, and I didn't want that. So it runs on a LiPo battery. LiPos are awesome. When it works properly, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, this is my car. Cost me a bit, but I'm getting a kick out of drifting this thing. So why am I telling you all of this? Well, check this out. Today was a 6-year anniversary of 110 Drift Network IC Drifting Club, or community, should I say. I found them 4 years ago, right before I got married, and I was looking into RC drifting back then, but I didn't know exactly what it was, and I stumbled upon a forum, and these guys were based in my city, like Sacramento, and I was like, what? They're in Sacramento? That's awesome. So I got in contact, asked around, and got my first drifter on Craigslist for like $140. So I've been working on the car a lot. I've been buying new parts, and it came a long way, and it drifted very well. But when MST got their rear-wheel drive car, and the guys from 110 Drift Network started converting to rear-wheel drive, I tried it out one time, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. I went home and spoke with my wife about it, and ordered my ride from Japan. It's an awesome hobby, but as you will soon find out, it's not my only hobby. Hence this series, Something About Me Sunday, or Saturday, depending on when I make this video. So I happen to be a photographer at these meets. So sometimes at these events, I have to go down low, and like, because the cars drift on the ground, and when you shoot from top or even squat down and take your pictures, you just get the feel that, you know, you're not on the level with these little cars drifting. So sometimes I have to go down, lay down. Today happened to be a really hot day, so the ground was warm, and shoot these pictures. And you know, that extra step of getting that low, close to the action, gets you awesome images. Well, you just saw all these pictures of people drifting, and you're like, okay, but what about Anton? Well, here's a footage of me drifting. My car setup is not 100% quite there yet, but It's just I haven't touched it in a long time, so bear with me. I'm not gonna be pulling awesome laps. By the way, just because they look like toys does not make them toys. They're hobbies. You know, the difference between a toy and a hobby is the price. And these things aren't cheap by any means. So, trucks, cars, you name it, if you can buy parts to fix it, most likely it's a hobby. If you break it and there's no way of fixing it other than somehow doing it yourself without buying replacement parts because there are none, it's a toy. When I was leaving the park today, I saw this gorgeous car. It's a BMW M3 and I just could not resist taking a picture. Well, this about sums up this episode of Something New About Me Sunday. Thanks everyone for watching and for not forgetting to sub, like, and share. Peace out.